When it comes to wrestling, the factions are the most important thing. When we look back at the greatest factions over the years, from 80s the Horsemen's to the faction that changed the landscape of wrestling, the New World Order, to the T Generation X, to the Evolution and to the Shield. These factions played a major role in this great business. But when it comes to this faction, they are not getting enough credit what they did to this business. People are appreciating that the NW changed the landscape 20 years ago, but they are not appreciating the fact that this faction played a key role, which way we are enjoying wrestling every Wednesday night. Today we will take a deep look how a sub faction turned into a promotion, and with my pleasure I welcome all you to the rise of the elite. It all started when Tyson Smith, better known to the fans as Kenny Omega, asked for his release from Deep South Wrestling DSW, a WWE developmental territory. After leaving, Omega wrestled briefly on Indies and he was offered by DDT Pro Wrestling. It was reported that Kota Ibushi, watching Kenny Omega's wrestling matches on YouTube, he was interested to wrestle him. After joining DDT, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi formed a tag team that became the Golden Lovers. After reaching the hearts of the fans, Golden Lovers wrestled in New Japan Pro Wrestling. They were best known for their matches against Apollo 55. After Ibushi moved heavyweight division, Kenny Omega continued to work on the junior division. The day arrived, November 8, 2014. New Japan Pro Wrestling Power Struggle, where Carl Anderson revealed the newest member of the Bullet Club, the cleaner Kenny Omega. Bullet Club was a faction at the time was running high and led by AJ Styles. Kenny Omega turned from being a lovable babyface to a cocky heel. Wrestle Kingdom 9 became one of Kenny's biggest day, where he defeated Taguchi to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. On the other hand, Matthew and Nicholas Massey, better known as the Young Bucks, were on a mission to become the best tag team in the world. They started their career in their own promotion called High Risk Wrestling. They wrestled in PWG and in Indies. On February 22, 2008, Matt Jackson wrestled for WWE on a SmackDown as a jobber. In October 28 episode of ECW, the Young Bucks portrayed as Triple H and Shawn Michaels. After released from WWE, the Young Bucks moved to Chikara in Mexico. After having success in Chikara, the Young Bucks was signed by Total Non-Stop Action TNA. The Young Bucks got a new name called Generation Me. Generation Me had some great matches against the Motor City Machine Guns that you should check it out. The Young Bucks thought this is the time to move to Japan. The Young Bucks made their debut on October 15, 2013 and they represented the Bullet Club. The Young Bucks quickly became popular among the fans. They won the 2013 Super Junior Tag Tournament. On November 9 at Power Struggle, they defeated Suzuki-gun to become the new champions. Over the next 2 years, the Young Bucks dominated IWGP Junior Tag Division. They soon became one of the best tag team in the world. And the Young Bucks were the one who betrayed Prince Devitt, better known as Finn Balor, and kicked him out of the Bullet Club. While Young Bucks are rolling high on the Bullet Club, Kenny Omega dominated the junior division. After battling for the junior championship over about 2 years, Kenny felt that he was looked as a sidekick in the Bullet Club. Kenny Omega made a huge move that shocked the world. He betrayed AJ Styles and took over the Bullet Club. The new leader of the Bullet Club, Kenny Omega, made a sudden impact as he defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi to capture the vacant Intercontinental Championship. A week later, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega formed a global revolution called the Elite as they captured the Never Six-Man Tag Team Championships. The Elite became one of the best things in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The chemistry between three guys took the wrestling in Japan to the next level. Despite being heel, they were cheered by the fans. The Elite traveled the world together. They wrestled for Ring of Honor, AAA, PWG, and also in Indies. After having battled for Intercontinental Championship over Michael Elgin, Kenny Omega made a history that no one have did. He defeated Hiroki Goto to win 2016 G1 Climax tournament. The dream of Kenny Omega to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship was one step closer. But after having 46 minutes and 45 second main event match at Wrestle Kingdom 11, he failed to defeat Okada. On the other hand, the Young Bucks were killing the business in tag division as they captured the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship 7 times. The Bullet Club members keep growing as to the Elite members were increasing, notably the villain Marty Scurll, who joined the Elite and dominated the Junior division. Marty Scurll and the Young Bucks captured the Never 6-Man Championships. Hangman Adam Page, who was briefly working in Ring of Honor, became great friends with the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega added Hangman Adam Page to the Elite. The Elite started a new show on YouTube called Being the Elite, where you can see their daily life. Since the Elite is growing, the Young Bucks were reached out by Big Star, who was released by WWE. It was Cody Rhodes, the son of legendary Dusty Rhodes. Cody Rhodes joined the Bullet Club as the American Nightmare. He was also part of the Elite. Omega competed against Kazuchika Okada in a match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship on June 11 at Dominion 6.11 in Osaka-jo Hall, which ended in a 60-minute time limit draw. The match was rated almost 7 stars by Dave Meltzer. During the G1 special in USA in July 2017, Omega defeated Michael Elgin, Jay Lethal and Tomohiro Ishii in an 8-man tournament to become the inaugural IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion. Omega continued to be a main eventer in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The new Elite member Cody Rhodes felt that he was looked as a sidekick. Another legendary man arrived in the scene as Chris Jericho made his shocking return to New Japan Pro Wrestling and attacked Kenny Omega. The stage was set at Wrestle Kingdom 12 for the championship. Omega defeated Chris Jericho in a no disqualification match to retain the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. This match was considered as the seed for the birth of the Elite promotion. Tension between Elite rose to its height as Omega lost his championship to Jay White. After several confrontations, Cody turned his back on Omega and hit him with a crossroads, which led to the most beautiful moment in wrestling, where Kota Ibushi came to save Kenny Omega and the Golden Lovers had reunited. The match was set at Super Card of Honor 12. Cody Rhodes defeated Kenny Omega. Golden Lovers were back together and they continued to become a great tag team. At the same time, the Young Bucks felt that Ibushi separated Kenny from them. The match was set between Golden Lovers and the Young Bucks in New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Style Evolved 2018. After this brutal match, the heat between the Bucks and Omega were gone. Kenny Omega vs Okada was set at Dominion after failing multiple times to capture the championship. On June 9, Omega defeated Okada in 2 out of 3 falls match with no time limit for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship in Osaka-jo Hall, and he became the first Canadian wrestler to win the title. The match received a 7-star rating from Dave Meltzer. Kota Ibushi and the Young Bucks celebrated with Kenny Omega, while Cody kept eye on the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Omega went on to defeat Cody Rhodes at New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 special in San Francisco on July 7, retaining his title. However, during Omega's post-match celebration with the Young Bucks, they were attacked by the Bullet Club members Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, and King Haku, who targeted Omega, Bucks, Cody, and every member of the stable. The Bullet Club OGs felt that they were disrespected by the Elite. In September 2018, the second seed to the Elite promotion was thrown as Cody and the Young Bucks held the biggest independent wrestling show, the All In. It's where the Elite announced that they were no more part of the Bullet Club. All In pay-per-view was a grand success. Many wrestling journalists doubted that can this guy sell out an arena. The result shocked the world and the Elite proved that they are here to change the world. After the All In success, the Young Bucks, Cody, Hangman Page left New Japan Pro Wrestling. Double or Nothing rally was announced, and in the rally it was said both Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks are the executive vice president of All Elite Wrestling. All Elite Wrestling was formed by the son of a billionaire father, Tony Khan, who approached the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes and asked them whether they really want to change the industry. And the Bucks said yep. The first All Elite Wrestling pay-per-view was announced as Double or Nothing on MGM Grand Arena. Hangman Page though was confronted by Pac, who challenged Hangman at Double or Nothing. The Young Bucks was set to face the Lucha Bros. On the other hand, Cody Rhodes was set to take on his brother Dustin Rhodes. Marty Scurll was working with Ring of Honor and continued to work there. While every Elite member were on the road to Double or Nothing, but there is one man missing on the scene. The cleaner was wrestling on New Japan Pro Wrestling. Kenny Omega set to defend his championship against Hiroshi Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. There were lots of speculation as Kenny Omega contract was expiring soon with the company. People were wondering where Kenny Omega would end up, whether he will join his family or he will go to the Moneyland WWE. After losing his championship to Tanahashi, Kenny Omega joined his family at Double or Nothing press conference. But a familiar foe arrived. Chris Jericho challenged Kenny Omega to a match at Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing was another ultimate test to the Elite. The day arrived. Double or Nothing was held on MGM Grand Garden Arena. The Young Bucks defeated Lucha Brothers. Cody Rhodes went on to defeat Dustin Rhodes in a bloody match. Hangman Page won the Battle Royal to become the #1 contender for the AEW World Championship. While every member of the Elite was successful but not the cleaner, Kenny Omega was defeated by Chris Jericho and Omega was attacked by debuting Jon Moxley. Before having a match with Jon Moxley, Omega was set to face the Bastard Pac. All Out 2019 was the pay-per-view where the Elite members lost their match except Cody, who defeated Shawn Spears. Young Bucks lost the ladder match against the Lucha Bros. Kenny Omega shockingly lost against the Pac. Dream of Hangman Page winning the AEW World Championship was shattered by Chris Jericho. The debut episode of Dynamite on TNT was held on 2nd October 2019. Kenny Omega was attacked by returning Jon Moxley. The Elite was completely destroyed by the Inner Circle. Cody went on full swing as he challenged Chris Jericho at Full Gear. This were the time that Cody Rhodes became a real big star. The Young Bucks started a feud with Proud and Powerful. Full Gear 2019 arrived where Hangman Page defeated the Pac. Young Bucks lost to PNP, Cody's biggest match, but he was betrayed by MJF as he lost to Chris Jericho, and he can never challenge for the championship. Kenny Omega vs Jon Moxley was a violent, brutal match, with Jon Moxley defeating him. Tony Khan made a decision to put Hangman Page and Kenny Omega as a tag team. As Tony Khan expected, Omega and Page became a force in All Elite Wrestling. They went on to become a new All Elite Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. Cody entered a feud with MJF, with Cody taking 10 lashes from MJF, and Cody went on to defeat Wardlow in the first ever steel cage match. The biggest test of the Elite came as a heat between Matt Jackson and the Hangman Page keep growing up, as Young Bucks challenged them for the tag titles at Revolution. Revolution became one of AEW's greatest pay-per-views. as Kenny Omega and Hangman Page defeated Young Bucks in a great match. Dave Meltzer awarded this tag team match to a 6 stars. On the other hand, Cody was defeated by MJF. Sadly, the pandemic hit and the doors for Blood and Guts match between the Elite and the Inner Circle was cancelled. Though Blood and Guts cancelled, it gave a way for Stadium Stampede, in which the Elite and the Matt Hardy defeated Inner Circle. Cody though became the first ever TNT champion. By time nearing for All Out 2020, Hangman Page was kicked out of the Elite by Young Bucks. Omega and Page lost their tag titles against FTR at All Out 2020. Cody wrestled late great Mr. Brody Lee in a dog collar match. The first meeting between Hangman Page and Kenny Omega came at Full Gear, with Omega winning to become the number one contender. The Young Bucks went to defeat FTR to become new tag champs. Cody Rhodes by the time nearly went out of the Elite faction. Kenny Omega shocked the world once again as he turned heel and won AEW World Championship, and he also associated himself with Don Callis. Don Callis, a man who played a key role in setting up a match between Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega at New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom. New Year's Smash saw the birth of a new Elite faction as Good Brothers made their debut and joined with Kenny Omega. Omega made history as he captured the Impact World Championship. The Young Bucks joined the Super Elite as they betrayed Jon Moxley on Dynamite. The Young Bucks became more heelish they ever been, as to Kenny Omega. The Young Boy, Brandon Cutler and MT Nakasawa were also added to the Elite. This new Elite became one of the most dominant faction as Kenny Omega holds heavyweight championship of 3 different promotions. With Hangman Page ranked number 1 in All Elite Wrestling, we could possibly see the biggest collision of the Elite. You may hate the Elite, but you cannot stop them from dominating the wrestling world, as they are EVP, extremely violent people. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, please like, share and subscribe here on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. See you on a next great video.